go. Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler, and welcome to another episode of the podcast where the points don't matter. And I thought I swore myself off from phone games. So that didn't happen, but we're going to live with it, right? Live with our choices and just kind of kindly go from there. Okay. And sorry. Sorry. I'm in the middle of also adjusting everything as I'm recording the podcast. So here we go. This is a live recording of the podcast episodes. But how are you doing today? I should be going to work later in the day. I don't plan. There's nothing much really planned. But I do hope that work is going to be okay. Last week didn't turn out well. Last week didn't end up pretty well because of one stressful thing after another. So hopefully it gets better when I come back. But who knows? I don't know how the weekend comes in, but I'm going to do my 10, 11 hours and just kindly go from there. But hopefully your day at work was better than mine. So with that, we'll go into the first episode. We'll go into this current episode. And one of the questions for this episode, as we answer 3 questions in a podcast, is how do I wish others would describe me to an impaired person? How do I wish others would describe me? I wish they explained that I wish they would express that I'm fairly fit. I would wish that they would express that I am a working content creator that likes making videos. I want them to describe me. If you're blind, how would I want you to describe me? I'm fairly strong. I got dark hair. I wish they believed that I was affable. I wish people would believe that I'm approachable, though it doesn't feel like that sometimes. I wish people would understand, just to show that I have a weird squint. I have short hair, like the majority of the Asian community. I'm tall for being an Asian. I want people to understand if you're blind, I want people to understand that I'm fairly tall. I want them to believe that I give great hugs. I want them to believe that I'm not too bad, not so bad. And how do I? That's such a pretentious question to ask, because how do you to have yourself described to somebody else? I know how to work with blind folk, and I've worked with the situation where the group of blind folk were Korean native speakers who had a hard time listening or talking in English. Now that I'm thinking about the English, I'm wondering if I can be heard. Sorry, quick fourth wall break, and we're recording. Hello. Okay, so right, I did. My vocals were recorded. That's good. That's good. Nothing like my previous podcast where I just do stuff and don't test if the audio is working. Sure, but that's neither here or there. However, um, yeah, I want people to understand that if they are seeing me for the first time, they came out of a coma, and they open their eyes for the first time in 2 years, and the first thing they see is me, or if the last time they saw me, I hope that they understand that I want to be affable. I want to be someone who looks reliable. I don't want them to focus on the fact that I'm super tired almost all the time, and I don't want them to understand to focus on the fact that I may or may not be tired, pending a thing. Pending how I feel, I don't want them to understand that yo, let's just go back to bed, Grandpa. Like, yo, like you might be tired. Let's just out of sight, out of mind when you go to bed, and we'll just take care of things. No, 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 no. That's stressful enough as it is. Please, just understand that I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to be awake. um, but yeah, I do hope that people understand that if you close your eyes, just squint your brain a little bit. I'm not bad. I'm not bad. I'm not that bad. I want to be a nice friend, just meet up with you and everything. Um, the next question is, what is the opportunity I am preparing for? Uh, I'm. I don't know. Like the purpose of these podcasts is hopefully preparing other people to like really know who I am. Like if you don't know who I am, I'm hoping these episodes gives you like an insight as to like what you're gonna expect from content like me. Not to say that my content is trash, but you don't always have the best perception of yourself. And so the more questions you challenge yourself with, the better um, idea you may have. And so the purpose of the podcast is oftentimes a self reflection, if not for other people to hear what I have to say, because I want to own my words. I want to own like my image. There's nothing worse than someone taking um, the my own image from myself. So um, what can I say? I want to make sure that I control my own narrative. Is that the thing I want to say? Is that the best way to describe it? That I want to own my narrative? And yeah, I think so. I think I want to own my narrative. Yeah. And I don't think I'll get a better chance to do so than by doing this. Um, sorry, give me a second. Um, because honestly, oftentimes, like, what I'm preparing for is just, like, something that's, like, yards ahead of me. And I feel like I want to make sure I have the chance to really defend myself and to prepare myself because when it comes to, if I choose to really consider fatherhood, yeah, I want to make sure that I can prepare for like the kind of man that I'll have to be for my kids, and I don't want them to have misinterpretation of who I am. And so, for my kids to know who I am, I have to do a self reflection, and for my kids to know what they're going into, like I'm I'm the best the best perspective that they'll ever get. Um, and so I don't want anyone else to take my own narrative from me. So that may involve one thing or another. But what can I do? What can I say? Because I always feel because of the way I was raised, not to really get any sympathy points, but from the way I was raised, I'm always questioning if my actions are going to reflect well, and sometimes I don't know if what I'm doing will be good or bad. So I don't know, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared for other people's judgments because um, I didn't really grow up with really good habits. I didn't grow up with core values that. Oh, the tonal is increasing. Sorry, side tangent. I want to get a tonal for like home fitness, but it looks like the price is getting increased because Joanna works alongside tonal, so I'm getting the deets on how much more expensive it'll get. So I want to make sure I'm making the financial investment appropriately, and I do like free weights, but there's something about being able to do uh, a cable machine at home. It's very exciting. It's very intuitive. Like I want to make sure I want the ability to do multiple kinds of exercises, and I want to make sure that people. Have the tools to do so. So okay. So the price is now about $5,200 with accessories, installation, and shipping. Uh, well, that's a little bit more than my computer. That's like two computers. That's a whole lot of money. um, but how like heck even like with exercising, I want to make sure that I'm preparing for my own health and for my ability to um, I want to be the best version of myself, which comes from these self reflections. And it comes from the opportunity I get from just exercising. Because if I am to be very helpful to somebody else, if I am to be the best version of myself, the best version of myself, I believe, is healthy, not at not at the level of athletics, but healthy enough to where if someone needs me, I won't drop the couch. If someone needs to move a couch, I won't be the one to drop the couch. I don't want to be that guy who drops the couch. I don't want to be the guy to where he can't play with his kids because their back hurts, or if they run out of breath. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy where my partner um, will need somebody else's help instead of my own. Um, I don't want that. I want my friends and family to rely on me, and if they see that I can't do something, then I want to be able to let them know that, hey, yo, I can do that thing. Yo, you can rely on me. So, why did they ask for somebody else when you can ask me? I can do things, right? And so, that's what I'm preparing for uh, the ability to be relied on. I want to be relied on, and that's fire. Sure, more fire. And the last question for this episode, by the way, is what is life about for me right now? Currently, what is life about me right now? About for me. What is life about? That is a really bad sentence to really like discuss. That's a really bad sentence. That's really hard for me to answer. What is life about for me? Hmm. I mean, right now, when it comes to life as it is, like I want to be the healthiest version of myself, and that may mean just the ability to de-stress. If I'm going to be the best version of myself, I need to find ways to better stress relieve, because I want my mental capacity to be available to anybody. If you need my help, I want to be mentally available, and I can't do that. I can't be available to you, to my family, or myself if I'm not healthy physically and or mentally. So, to be able to break my mind from work mode may be a good idea. So the Switch is getting more. So hey, the Switch is becoming is coming to be like a better idea. The more I talk about it, actually, you know what? I should at the time of recording, I should get a Switch when I get off work. I do I need I mean because I've been questioning about whether or not I should get the OLED or the regular one because the OLED has a bigger internal storage before you download. It's like 64 gigabytes of internal storage versus the 32. And sure, you can just get an SD card to remedy that, but I mean, I mean that is the newest version of the Switch, and I do have the savings for a Switch. Because like I do have plasma donations to pay for my current like affirm payments. Maybe I don't know. Maybe. That'd be a good idea. Sorry, I got on the whole Switch tangent because, um, for me, life is about making myself the best version of myself, and that includes the ability to like break down my break to separate myself from work as quickly as possible and so forth. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I'll just uh, it'll be an investment because I have the savings for it anyways. And I do have a trip to help me like kill time when I'm at the airport, and so forth. So if I'm not traveling, I will be walking around. And when I get off work, I need that 15 minutes of like to separate myself from what I was just doing. But I have the sleeping has worked. I have slept in the car for 50 minutes, and that's not so bad. That's not so bad. But I got to figure out other things. Like for me, it is about that. So it's about making time to do 15 minutes of exercise every day. So that also means that when I go to work, uh, before I before I go to work, I need to like do 15 minutes of just exercise, which is fine. I like doing that. I like exercise. I like being able to pick heavy things up and down. I like to have the ability to do that, and no better way than being a part of it. Um, Yee. Uh, ooh. Fast travel on that one. Okay, but that's the thing. Like that. So for me to be the best version of myself needs to be able to separate. Like right now, is my luxury to just like de-stress and like to separate myself from work, from everything else, and just be there. Being there for the content for you guys and from the podcast, which exercises my mental capacity. So I'm really happy to make myself available, um, and make myself available may come in the form of just doing all of this. So being able to just having the ability to separate myself from work is a luxury to most. Having the ability to just separate myself from the work that I go to is very good. Having the chance to um, breathe from all I do is work, work no matter what, is I need to do that. Hold on. Clan Weekly. Cool. That's good. Adventure. Hmm. Okay. Okay. But yeah, it's something that I have to make myself accountable for. Being more accountable this year has to be like a thing that we'll have to do. Oh, that's sped up so much better now. I'm so happy that that actually is. I can better easily like pick those up now, which is nice. Huh. Hello, Alfina. But yeah, I think that is it for this current episode. I went through 3 questions with you guys, and I believe the theme is just the goal for 2023 is the work required to become the best version of myself. And the best version of myself may require me to do a lot of weight training, may require me to buy a Switch, you know, and just like, yo, Tyler, you wanna you want more time to de-stress? I got a solution. It requires a Switch that you can then use for gaming later. And like, not everything has to turn into content, but it definitely helps if you're making content, if you're content creating anyways. So might as well bring people along for the ride of like your Pokemon adventure or Bayonetta. I want to play Bayonetta. I want to easy mode Fire Emblem because that was my brother's game, or play Advance Wars. Like tactic games seems kind of fun to do. Um, I do want to open myself up to more questions from everybody. So if you have the ability to ask me questions on Twitter or through YouTube chat, I'm more than welcome to talk to you guys. I want to talk to the community so I can just like better build my character. Because again, you can't grow if you have no one to reflect off of, and no better way to reflect than with the people around you. So I want to make sure that whenever I'm like exercising, the exercise gives me the chance to really self reflect uh, into the direction that I'm going. Exercising gives me a chance to really just breathe. Like, breathing exercises are so important nowadays. Like, you don't even know how much breathing uh, goes into a lot of your choices, because when you breathe, it's like you're trying to. It's a moment of getting into a space where you're making a decision to just decide for the rest of your life. Because case in point, when you exercise in the with the goal of self improvement, one of the one of the key things in exercising to become the best version of yourself with is to, what's the word I'm looking for? We're always trying to work our weakest muscle first, or trying to improve our weakest thing first. Like, if I want to get better in my squat and I'm going to the gym, I want to start off with squats, and then for the duration of my visit, if I do anything, if I do anything to better improve myself, I want to do compound exercises to then affect um, to like further imprint onto my squat. Like, if I want to get better at squatting, I'll do squats first, and then I'll save deadlifting for another day, like 5 days, and then I'll do leg extensions. I'll do walking lunges. I'll do good mornings, because that's gonna help me out um, later in life, later in the week, because everything that's compounding for my squat I need to do, but I have to, if I have, you're gonna lose it if you don't use it. So I need to develop the skill to squat, and to get better at squatting, I have to just put time put time in every visit to work on my squat, because that's the first thing I want to do, right? So if you're gonna get better, you have to prioritize in the gym. And sometimes me prioritizing looks like doing squats first, followed by um, good mornings or back extensions, and so forth. And when it comes to everything else, I need things that, like, compound exercises are a great way to like improve, you know? You know if you know. Sorry for the rambling. I think I've done enough rambling to fill up the time for the day, because I'm like I'm because that's been the theme for for today's episode. From the three cards, is just well, two of the three cards relate together. How I wish people uh, how I wish other people would describe me. I'm an athlete. They would describe that I'm affable, hopefully. But the other two questions are about be preparing myself for the best version of myself. And you often prepare your exercises by doing the one thing that you want to work on first. And in case of, I guess today, when it comes to like outside of exercise, I'm currently working on what I want to do first. It's weird. Like, knowing your priorities when you get into something is something you have to really do. Like, for the stream, my priority was to like at least get content out there at least once a week. My goal for this year is to stream once a week, and then for this month, can I stream once a week? And then I want to eventually work on 2 times a week. Make sure I maintain um, a video per week. And that's what I want to work on having one video per week. And because like last time I had kind of a burnout by just doing videos every day, and that was some kind of stress. So this time I need a better strategic approach to the year, and that's kind of a callback to last week's episode called the strategic approach. So that is it for today. That is it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you liked it, please remember to follow on social media. You've been seeing it for quite a while, but follow me on social media. YouTube is free, Twitch is free, Twitter is free, and kindly go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the show. And as always, my name is Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.